Today in the Smugglers Room, we're gearing up for our very first Comic-Con. And we're going to need a booth for that. That's coming up. What's up, you awesome geeks? I'm Brian and welcome to the Smugglers Room. This week, this chubby geek is going to take you through the design, the build, construction, and all aspects of putting together our first Comic-Con booth. Now, we didn't want just any old booth. We didn't want just a table with a bunch of products sitting on it. We wanted to elevate this and show what we do on this channel every week, which is do something ridiculous. So, in order to do that, let's jump into the design process and get started. My choice of design software for this project is Adobe Illustrator. This is primarily because I knew we were going to lean on the laser cutter pretty heavily for this project, and I wanted to create .svg files. Overall, we're really limited on time to get this ready, so it was the best way to get all the shapes cut quickly and exactly. Once we get all the parts cut, we started the layout process to make sure we have a proper fit, as well as the best spacing between all of these various pieces. For the glue up, I used a mix of CA glue for the smaller pieces and wood glue for the larger ones. Most of the material was 1/8 inch thick, so the CA glue worked great. That, and I was under the gun for this to get this ready, so the CA glue helped me get this done and packed up for Texas. This booth facade is designed to be mounted on the front of an 8-foot table, so we used two 4-foot sections of 1/4 inch MDF and then joined them together at the center using two laser cut pieces that had details as well as our website engraved on them. This worked really well for us, and it was really excited to see how solid this made the entire front piece once installed. We also cut a piece of acrylic and were able to create a Smugglers Room sign for the front of the booth. Now, a lesson learned here. The sign was way too small. I didn't really consider how large the venue was in comparison to our booth, and the sign, as it turned out, was just unnoticeable. It was cool, but next time the signage needs to be much bigger all around. Now, for the sides of the booth, and to support the canopy we have planned, we made a pair of sci-fi inspired columns that would flank the left and right of the booth. The construction of these are built off of concrete form tubes that we wrapped in styrene and then capped with 1/4-inch MDF circles with a really tight hole in the center for a 2-inch PVC pipe. The design was constructed in sections to allow us to break it down for travel. Additionally, we made adjustable arms on each column that would attach to the table for support. I will say that this method worked. Sort of. It did support the columns, but we were limited on how much weight we could add to the canopy design. In the end, it was not as much as we would have liked, but given the restrictions, the budget, and the time we had, overall, I think this worked for us. Next time, aluminum and really sturdy structure to support a lot of weight. Oh yeah, and there were plenty of toilet flanges in use on this project. And I'll also admit, I used a fair amount of Phillips head screws on this project. I know, but before you hand out lashings, keep in mind we had a very limited amount of time to get this project done, and I used what I had on hand. So I'll ask for just a little leeway on this one. Now, when we created our homemade greeblies, I didn't know how often I would use them. But I'll tell you, it seems like every project I find a reason to use them. And it's awesome. I'm going to be making a bunch more of these, and yes, we will get those on the website for all you greebly nuts out there. That's me using more Phillips head bolts. Sorry. Now it's just time for some weathering with the Silver Sharpie, some additional greeblies, and a lot of weathering with a mix of black wash all over everything. For our first con setup, we were really excited with how it all turned out. There were certainly things we wanted to change, mostly how the canopy turned out compared to our plan, but that's something we can improve on. Oh, and the moisture evaporator? Yeah, you'll be seeing that in a build soon, and not only will we be able to share some awesome tips and building techniques with you, but the purpose it serves is hilariously outstanding. Now, we totally realize that not all of you are going to build a Comic-Con booth. What we're hoping in this episode is that the project itself has some techniques, tips, maybe some things that we've done differently that would just inspire you for a different project. I also want to say that my wife Carissa did an amazing job in laying out all the product in the booth. It came across really professional, and that's what we were going for. I wouldn't want to or couldn't do this without her. And speaking of couldn't do it without him, my amazing parents in Texas. My dad, the Junkyard Jedi, literally spent all of his time helping us set up, run the show, tear it down, and pack everything up. And my wonderful mother. She watched the kids while we worked the show. And if you've ever met my kids, yeah, they're a handful. So thank you both for all the support. And finally, a huge thanks to the Lubbock Comic-Con group, and especially the 501st of Lubbock. You guys are amazing. We can't thank you enough for the incredible support you've given us and how welcome we felt at your con. And there you have it, geeks. That's how we put on our totally geeked out Comic-Con, and we hope there was a little value in this project for you. Now, we have some really cool projects coming up over the next 3 to 4 weeks, and I can't wait to show them to you, especially the new room build. It's gonna be awesome, but you'll have to wait till the next time we build something out of nothing.